Man, do I hate fucking Mondays. Then I hate it even worse when I gotta come on here because a whole bunch of Kohberger shit dropped on the weekend and I gotta come back in here and immediately talk about this shit. Guys, I'm thejbgunner. This is Crime Time. We're gonna be talking about some of the documents that's out there, some of the videos that's out there, but most importantly, what we're gonna be talking about is Moscow police and everybody on the prosecution side. They're fucking up this whole case. I'm about to get free Kohberger shirts because that's the direction we're headed. I'm thejbgunner. This is Crime Time. Let's go.
Bring it back.
What's going on, everybody? As you guys know, I'm thejbgunner, and this is Crime Time with thejbgunner. Before we get started, I want to say first and foremost, thank you to everybody that supports this channel or any of my other channels, regardless of the method you choose, whether it's Cash App, Patreon, Venmo, PayPal. Truth is, guys, I couldn't do this each and every day as often as I do if it wasn't for you, the Gun Squad. So big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. And if you too find value in my content, feel free to hit the links down below. Show your boys some love. Join the Gun Squad today. This thing is completely funded by y'all. And if you want it to remain, make it happen. Guys, while you're down there, you can also check out some of my other channels. Well, if you're not a snowflake, I got politics channel, a live stream channel, gaming channel, things like that. But if you're a little bit on the leftist snowflakey side, you probably don't want to go over there. Just go ahead and stay around here and watch my true crime, which is what we're going to do today. Because there's a lot of things I want to touch on. Now, for you guys that are new to this shit, we're talking about the Idaho 4 case in which 4 University of Idaho students were found brutally murdered on November 12, 2022. Goddamn, I don't even remember. I've been covering this case the entire time. Anyway, sometime in fucking November before Thanksgiving, bitches. 4 college kids were brutally murdered. This man, Bryan Kohberger, has been charged with the crime. I am on because I'm an American, I believe you're innocent until proven guilty. And to be perfectly honest, I don't believe they have any evidence on Kohberger. Like I said, I'm literally about to put new shirts in the merch store that says free Kohberger. I think we're heading that direction. But anyway, let me tell you why. There's a lot of things we want to talk about. Number one thing I want to talk to you guys about here today is I think that the police department and the prosecution is withholding evidence from Bryan Kohberger. There are documents I'm about to show you that will kind of prove that. And when you're holding evidence, we've already talked about things fucked up with this police department. We've already talked about the fact that we believe that they rushed to an arrest just so they can make all the kids for the college feel good, especially around enrollment for the new semester, things of this nature. Most of us here watching this believe they rushed this arrest. And most of us here, at least on this side, believe that they don't really have enough evidence to convict him. There's something missing here. We have regularly talked about how this case in itself is fucked up. There's a couple things I want to show you, right? One of the things I want to show you right here is defendant's response to plaintiff's request for discovery. So we're going to get to the defendants of Kohberger and his discovery. One of the things I want to lead off here, though, is that the prosecution is requesting discovery. And the defendants themselves are responding to the prosecution's request for discovery. Now, why does that matter? Because Kohberger and Ann Taylor are responding to the prosecution saying, hey, we'd like some discovery on what you got. But the prosecution, for some reason, isn't doing the same thing. It's kind of, it's kind of fucking over Kohberger, wouldn't you say? But anyway, let me go ahead and show you this real quick before we get into the other documents. Comes now Bryan Kohberger by and through their attorney of record, Ann Taylor, and hereby submits the following response to the plaintiff's request for discovery. There are no books, papers, documents, photographs, or copies or portions thereof in the possession of the defendant this time, which will be submitted at the time of trial. I wonder, I'm kind of worried about this because it makes me feel like Bryan Kohberger has no fucking defense. Like he has no evidence that he's going to produce, right? That's nerve-wracking me because You would think, like, if he has an alibi or something, he would have some sort of documentation. If he has something that could be exculpatory to his defense, you would think that he would have that and provide that, or whatever the case may be. Like, what is he claiming his alibi is? What is he? Remember, if you remember earlier in the case, he had his lawyer go to his apartment and grab a receipt. I was thinking to myself, he had to go grab the receipt because maybe that receipt showed that he was somewhere else at the time of these murders. That's what I was hoping, but you know how it goes. The defendant may use any books, papers, documents, photographs, or copies, portions thereof which have been disclosed by the state in discovery materials. There are no results or reports of physical or mental examinations or scientific tests which are in the possession of the defendant at this time, which shall be submitted at the time of trial. Number 3, the defendant may also call as a witness people that were disclosed as potential witnesses by the state and other persons who were named by the state within discovery materials. When available, the defendant will provide the names and addresses of any additional witnesses who will be called. Now, this was on the 30th day of January. I wanted to show you that real quick because I do find that important, but I also want you to see this. Also, in case you do not know, the hearing, the conference that was on May, 25th or 26th, it's now been moved to May 22nd. Notice of a remote hearing. This is a hearing that will now take place on May 22nd, but it will happen, I guess, through video conference. I don't know if it's through Zoom or whatever the case may be. I think it is. Yeah, Zoom. They're actually showing us how to attend the meeting. You must appear using video with stable internet connection. If you are unable to do so, or you require accommodations, the Latah County Clerk's Office, blah, 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 has a public kiosk on the street, whatever. And it is the policy of Idaho Supreme Court that court proceedings are presumed to be open to the public in the absence of court rule or a court order providing otherwise. Thus, this proceeding may be live streamed to the public. So we get to watch this. I'm going to call into this on the fucking Zoom. I'm going to call into this on that day. I wanted to show you a few things before we get into the, as my boy Harsh would say, the meat and potatoes of this. Sleuthie, one of the best out there doing it. I want you to see this, something that she wrote right here, right? I want you to see this right here. As for the visual snowboards some of y'all are using to profile Bryan Kohberger, where he feels like an empty shell, blah, blah, blah. We don't even know that it's BK's account, as the YouTube channel of the guy who was posting on that account is not BK. This is pretty big, because remember you guys and that clown dude, who's the clown? Drippy Droppy, whatever that fucking clown's name is. Y'all were really big on this, this, what is it called? This, whatever snow, what the fuck? Visual snow. Y'all were really big on that shit, right? Y'all were trying to call Kohberger crazy, and you really believed it was him on there. But it's being revealed that the Tappa Talk forum isn't even necessarily Bryan Kohberger, because the email associated with him leads you to this. Leads you to this guy, and this guy clearly is not Bryan Kohberger. It's not hard to see. This is not Bryan Kohberger at all.
Community that exists because everyone needed to find out more information.
Yes, this is not Bryan Kohberger or the SoundCloud rapper or any of that. Well, I don't know if it is a SoundCloud rapper, but the email associated with the Talkatex or whatever the fuck account is being said. The email links to this guy's YouTube channel, and once again, clearly, this is not Bryan Kohberger. So I'll let you, I'll let you go along with that. I'll let you decide what you think about that. But Sleuthie, when she does her digging, typically she's spot on. So I just wanted to show you guys that as well. Then I was watching this little shit over here, JLR, and he got me really thinking about something. And I'm gonna present this to you here in just a second, because when I was watching this, it's called Bryan Kohberger Withholding Evidence, Moscow, Idaho. I got to looking into everything, and we're going to obviously take a look at this because it is what they're doing. The defense has now filed what's called a motion to compel discovery. Now, why would one file a motion to compel discovery? Actually, there's reasons that one would do this. Discovery requests. Parties submit requests for evidence, documents, and other relevant information from the opposition. Each party is required to respond to requests by a specified deadline. One of the parties does not cooperate, refusing to answer requests for discovery appropriately, or fails to respond by the deadline. Meet and confer. An informal attempt is made to resolve the disputes without the discovery request. The requesting party files a motion to compel discovery responses if the opposing party continues to deny the recovery request, which brings us to where we're at today. Remember how I was just telling you that the defense is complying with prosecution's request for discovery? Why isn't the prosecution complying with the request for discovery from Bryan Kohberger and Ann Taylor? There's a lot of shit going on with these cops that I'm curious about, but let's go ahead and take a look at the motion for discovery right now. It says, in the district court of the 2nd Judicial District, blah, blah, blah. This is a motion to compel discovery. Comes now, Bryan Kohberger, by and through his attorney, Ann C. Taylor. Public defender, blah, blah, blah. We already know all this. Anyways, hereby moves the court to order the state to comply with the defendant's first supplemental request for discovery, filed hereon on February 3rd, 2023. Now, shit, you're not even seeing it. Sorry about that. I'm a fuck up. I want you to think about this for just a second. Just a second. So you guys didn't get to see any of that shit, did you? Anyway, right here, February 3rd, 2023, the request was made for the first supplemental request for discovery. On March 24th, the second supplemental request for discovery. These people have been filing. Now, Mr. Kohberger requests an order for the state to disclose the following items, including in the defendant's first supplemental request for discovery. Request number 43, all body cam and dash cam footage from officers involved in the search and arrest of Bryan Kohberger in Pennsylvania. As of May 4th, 2023, counsel for Mr. Kohberger has not received the requested materials. Now, why on earth, in a case this major, when court is 1 month away, why in the fuck, well, okay, a month and a half, 2 months almost, why in the fuck hasn't the defense been able to gain body cam footage from fucking December 30th? Ask yourselves that. And what happens if Pennsylvania says, man, we ain't got to provide that shit? What happens if that happens? Let's go back to this. Because once again, they're not providing this information for Kohberger for some reason. Let's go ahead and move on past this. Let's take a look at this. Mr. Kohberger requests an order for the state to disclose the following items included in that first supplemental. All lab testing, including photographs and color diagrams, and branch notes, including but not limited to copies of lab reports detailing the forensic evidence collection and analysis of items recovered at Kohberger's parents' home, trash cans, and other receptacles, and Bryan Kohberger's Honda Elantra. So they haven't even gave them the lab results to shit. You know how close we are to fucking basically pre-trial? You know how close we are to this shit? Hold on, man. As of May 4, 2023, counsel for Mr. Kohberger has not received the requested materials. And based on information and belief, these reports contain exculpatory information. There goes that word again. 2A. Mr. Kohberger requests an order for the state to disclose the following items that was in the first supplemental. All lab testing. All right, we did that. All lab testing, blah, blah, blah. We did all that. The next one, number 119. All notes, recordings from all officers from the Moscow Police Department. On May 4th, they have not received the recordings and notes from the interrogation of Bryan Kohberger. Let that sink in. Mr. Detective Payne interrogated Bryan Kohberger. Excuse me, Kohberger in his defense can't even get the video or notes from the interrogation of Bryan Kohberger by Officer Payne. At least they haven't given it to him yet. They said that they haven't given it to him yet. Request number 115. All police reports, audio, video evidence, and any recorded statements related to Bryan Kohberger's arrest and incarceration in Pennsylvania. As of May 4th, they have not received them yet. So once again, when you're looking at this, why are they withholding this information? Request number 161. Let's take a look here. It says all reports, notes, recordings, and photos. As of May 4th, counsel has not received this yet. They believe there might be exculpatory evidence. So you're telling me the defense has not received any fucking discovery. No photos, no notes, no documents, no nothing. Why are they keeping all the fucking evidence from the defense? Mr. Kohberger requests, blah, blah, this is 160, training records of specific officers. Which I like the fact that he's doing that, because in my opinion, he's going after, if you pay attention and you know that there's an internal affairs investigation, which I'm going to show you something else real quick as well. There's obviously an internal affairs investigation going on with an officer inside the Moscow murder case. So, of course, Kohberger is going to want to see records for this officer. Counsel requests that this motion be set for hearing in order to present oral argument, evidence, and or testimony in support thereof. Requested time is 10 minutes. Goddamn. This was on May 4th, 2023. So if they're not playing around, they want to know where this shit's at. And the only reason that a lot of times those motions are filed is if they believe something is being held. I want to show you guys something else as well. Guys, just so you know, in the state of Washington, Bryan Kohberger was not driving illegal. It says a driver who lawfully enters, this is Shirk versus Redding. A driver who lawfully enters a controlled intersection under a green light and is still within the intersection at the instant the light turns red for him and green for drivers proceeding in a different direction may proceed cautiously through the intersection, but in so doing must use reasonable care commensurate with the circumstances of traffic then exiting. It's legal in Washington to fucking be in the intersection, just so you know. So I don't even think Brian's ticket fucking makes sense. And by the way, to some of you people, I just wanted to show you this as well. Possible hair in the wall of the shower in the bathroom on the tile. Possible he had some bitches. We've talked about that before as well. I know that any hair that's in my bathtub is going to typically belong to women. There's something else I want to show you guys, though, while we're here, though. Something else I want to show you. Because then I'll talk about this shit a little bit more. I definitely want to show you this. Oh, fuck. Where's that? Give me the PDF. Okay, I got to pull it up. Sorry about that. There we go. I want to show you guys this. And this was brought to my attention by, I was watching, I think, JLR or something like this. I want to ask you guys a question. If they had already found the knife sheath, why in the affidavit does it say, today, we have not recovered the weapon used in the homicides, which would indicate that he took it from the scene. Based on my training, that weapon will likely contain trace evidence on it, such as blood or skin or hair from the crime scene. One likely location for the weapon or any sheath for the weapon would be at his residence. This affidavit right here, was for the search warrant for his apartment, I believe. Who was the guy that did it? Blinken or Blinker? This was the original arrest affidavit, I believe. But I'm curious, why would it say that? Why would it say anything like that? If they already found the knife sheath on the day of the murders, why would they assume that the murder weapon has another knife sheath? I guess I don't know. I could be reaching a little bit there. But here's what I do think, right? I think these motherfuckers, when it comes to Bryan Kohberger, they are trying to railroad him. I think they made their arrest too quick. I think they're scraping to find evidence. Look, man, these people they're not even turning over discovery to the fucking defense, which could cost them the entire case. If you're not going to provide discovery for the defense, of course the defense is going to file a motion to dismiss. Because that's how you enter evidence into courts, is through discovery. So are you telling me that the prosecution isn't entering any evidence into the fucking court system? Into the courts? You can't blindside the defense. You got to give the defense an opportunity to be able to argue for or against whatever the fucking information you have. And then you also got to send them, it's just like they send you shit through the Freedom of Information Act. There's certain shit, well, that's not quite the same. But clearly, anything involving this man's arrest or anything in this case is going to need to be entered into discovery. It makes absolutely no sense that they're still withholding this several months later, and we're only a month and a half. Keep in mind, they filed this in February. It is May 8th. It is currently May 8th. Why are they holding evidence? Why are they withholding evidence from Kohberger? The prosecution, we got this Giglio shit with the internal affairs investigation with the police. You got this weird shit on the fucking affidavit where they already found the sheath, but then when they're talking about finding a sheath at the fucking Kohberger's apartment, seems weird, right? Did you guys see the body cam footage when they went to go search Kohberger's apartment when they said, hey, well, we'll talk about it later, because they knew they were being recorded? And then everybody's running around here. You got Ashley Banfield telling people that he had locked his bedroom when it wasn't his bedroom. And now that the truth is coming out about that, do you hear any of these people saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong? No, they just, and then you got the fucking body cam video of Kohberger being pulled over, and you got the fucking religious dude, Feller, whatever the fuck his name is. He's over there saying how disrespectful Bryan Kohberger was to the officer. When shit, I think we all can agree that the way he was with the officer was probably way better than any of us would fucking be. Let's just call it what it is. Man, they're trying to railroad this dude, but I'm going to be honest, the fact that they're withholding evidence, there's so much here. Moscow's fucking up. So I stand behind what I've been saying. Bryan Kohberger will walk free. Guarantee it. He won't get a fair trial, but he's going to walk free. I can't wait for that celebration moment. To just be able to look at you motherfuckers and be like, told you so. Guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about this. This is some of the news I picked up over the weekend in regards to this. Nothing major, except for the fact that the prosecution is withholding evidence from Bryan Kohberger. That's pretty fucking major. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you like what I do here and find my content valuable, feel free to hit the links down below. Good morning, guys. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later.